Guys, how are we doing today? So I was thinking that for those of us that are in self-isolation mode at the moment, a lot of us are spending a lot more time on our sofas. So I was thinking I'm going to start doing a video series called Sunday Sofa Stories with yours truly, Kate Thomas. I'm going to do this for a variety of reasons. Number one, to entertain you. Number two, this is probably the real reason why I'm doing it, to entertain me. Number three, I thought this could be a really good opportunity for you guys to get to know my eclectic backstory. I guess the stories behind a lot of my songs, and just so you can get to know me a bit better, I guess. So here we go. The first story in this series, I'm calling it Russian Love Letters. I hope you enjoy it. And just before I continue, I shall just warn you that all of these stories in this series are based on real life events. Enjoy. Ready? Okay. So I grew up in a small town called Leindon in Essex, which is just east of London. And I grew up in a small little square, like a court of houses. Now, when I was about 16, which obviously isn't too long ago now, I was obsessed with languages. So I was learning at one time Spanish, Italian and Russian. Now, where I grew up in the small court of houses, everyone knew that I was obsessed with languages, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so one day, there was a knock at my front door, and I opened it, and it was Graham from number 4. Now, Graham, when he knocked on our door, all we wanted to do was speak to my dad about cars. So immediately I said, "Oh, hi Graham, I'll just go and get Dad." And to my shock and horror, Graham said, "No, actually, Kate, it was you I wanted to speak to." I couldn't believe it. What would he want to speak to little old me about? We've never really had any like one-on-one conversations in my life. Anyway, he then goes to tell me, he said, "Your dad tells me you speak Russian." Now, I was only learning Russian GCSE at this time, so I could barely, say my name? So I was a bit confused. Anyway, he tells me that while he was in Spain collecting oranges in his big lorry, while he was there, he met a lovely lady, they've fallen in love, she looks like Doris Day when she was younger, and but she only speaks Russian. Now I'm obviously thinking, well, how can you fall in love with someone if you don't speak the same language? Anyway, he hands me a letter and asks me to translate it from Essex or English into Russian for him. And the letter stated that he was in love with her and that he wanted to bring her back to Leindon and pretty much live happily ever after. Now, I believe in love and I love languages. So I was his only hope, he told me, because this was long before things like Google Translate, probably revealing a bit about my age there. So we didn't have things like Google Translate back then, so I really was his only hope. So, poor guy. So I spent all summer translating this love letter into Russian. And I give the letter to Graham, hoping and praying that it would be understood when he gave it to his true love. Anyway, he goes off with the letter in his lorry, beep beep, and we all wave him off goodbye. And then weeks go past, and actually I've seen Graham back in the court of houses with his lorry, but no Russian woman. And so I asked my dad, Dad, did Graham ever give that letter to the Russian lady? And my dad said, oh yeah, that old thing. Yeah, well, he tried to, but by the time he got back out there, the Russian mafia had moved her to a different brothel. So there we have it. My career as a love letter translator unfortunately didn't amount to anything. Oh well. But I still to this day love languages, and I hope you enjoyed my little weird story. There'll be more next week, so I'm going to be doing these every week. So thanks for listening. Spasiba. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and until next Sunday, zdrowie. Not really, it's water. Good actress, good actress. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.